What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I'm just a guy on my lunch break, aka Corey. Just here to spend a couple of more minutes with you today. If you've watched a couple of my videos, do me a solid. Hit that subscribe button. I would do it for you. In fact, I do it for you guys. There are times where I go on people's pages and look at their channel, and if it looks like they're making content at all, if they're some sort of content creator, I'll hit the subscribe button. And it's just something that I do for people. So I would appreciate that if you would do that. The content is free. So, all it's going to take is 2 seconds of your time to hit that. And then, you never have to worry about it again. So that's what it is. So I wasn't sure what I was going to talk about today, but it kind of hit me when I was looking through the comments. And I saw one particular comment, and I do not remember the commenter's name, but I had one commenter say, being sober is the high that every drug promises. I was like, damn, that's good. And man, one simple sentence, and it really does unpack a lot of information, a lot of thoughts, a lot of feelings, a lot of truth surrounding that statement, and listen, I didn't prepare for this. You guys know I'm doing this shit off the dome, off the cuff, improv, baby. However you want to look at it, that's how I'm doing it. It's not because I don't care. It's just I don't have freaking time, So it's one of those things when, somebody, if my video's too long, or I end up talking about something other than Kratom for a lot of it, and it hasn't happened often. I've had a lot of people, had a guy tell me yesterday, like, dude, I love it when you ramble. I think it's relaxing. I was like, hell yeah, bro. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. I do. And I've had plenty of people say that. Hey, dude, you seem like a good guy. You're good to listen to. I'll listen no matter what you have to say. I've had people say, well, we subscribe to the channel, so isn't it really our responsibility to be open to what you have to say and not dictate what it is you talk about? So I have certain people that bring that into perspective for me, and I'm really appreciative of that. But of course, there's always a couple of outliers here or there. Talk more about Kratom, please. Had one guy one time, no offense, but I don't want to hear a whole video about your son. Like, bro, you subscribe to my channel. It's about me. It's about a guy on my lunch break. It's about a guy named Corey. Those are the things in life that are most important to this guy, Corey. My children, my wife, the life and the family that I have built are the most important things to me in this world. So, with that, it's kind of what you get. I work full-time. I'm a parent full-time. I train in kickboxing. I try to exercise several days a week. I just don't have a lot of time to, put concerted effort into outlining exactly what I'm going to say, exactly what topic I want to approach, exactly how I want to approach that topic, bullet points. I don't have the sort of time to do that sort of research these days. This channel is just an accountability mirror for me to kind of keep me on the right track with something that I saw getting out of hand for me, which was the Kratom use. And I also noticed that as I look around in the world around me and across the World Wide Web, and I look around on the internet, I see that this Kratom thing is it's kind of become a problem for a lot of people. And I think it's a problem for a lot more people than we even know about. It's a problem for a lot more people than admit that it's a problem. Because let's get real, there's a lot of people out there, oh no, I'm good, I'm not really worried about it, I just want to be able to take it like this. I've done it, I've justified it. I just want to be able to take it, I just want to be able to take it every once in a while. I think that'd be good. Just take it every once in a while. I just want to be able to control it, knowing deep down that I've never been able to control anything else that's a mind-altering substance, much less something that has an opioid-like effect to it. Why would this be any different, right? Well, it probably wouldn't be, other than the fact that I, as having an addict mentality, am steadily trying to find a way, trying to find a reason that it's okay and it's justifiable for me to continue taking that substance, right? Because I'm dependent upon the substance, right? And, didn't take me long to realize that, yeah, I can take it on the weekends and not take it during the week. And, I can avoid like physical withdrawals. I don't have physical withdrawals when Monday rolls around and I stop taking it, and when I go through Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. But it still draws me back because it is something that I have at one point been addicted to and dependent upon. So I'm still, we've talked about feeding the pig on here, right? And we talked about, if you can relate the pig to being an addiction. And I've done a couple of videos on this, and this is not just a theory, but is applicable in any addiction, that if you continue to feed that addiction, i.e. the pig, then that pig is going to grow, and it is going to get bigger and bigger and stronger and stronger. And if you want that pig or that addiction to eventually die off and stop snorting in your ear all the time, take me, take me, take me, take me. If you want that to happen, then you ultimately have to what? Starve the pig, or starve the addiction, right? And so if you're truly addicted to something and you truly want to make a change in that addiction and stop taking, and listen, if you're okay with where you are with Kratom, if you're a person that honestly, truly experiences severe physical pain, and you've come to the conclusion that Kratom is the lesser of the evils when it comes to things, anything that is going to help fix or mask severe physical pain is going to cause you some side effects, and I think that's where it gets twisted out here, because a lot of people want to act like Kratom doesn't have any side effects. Bro, it absolutely has side effects. Whether you're for it or whether you're against it, if you're one of these people out here, waving a red flag saying Kratom doesn't have any side effects, all of you that are speaking out against it are just Kratom haters. You're all Kratom haters. If you're one of those people, then you're just not being honest, not only with yourself, but you're not being honest with everybody else, because it absolutely has side effects. And that's fine. Everything does. Anything that you can go to a doctor and get a doctor to prescribe you that has some sort of psychoactive effect on your brain is going to have some negative side effects, right? So I'm not necessarily saying that Kratom is worse than whatever else it is. That's for you to decide. There hasn't been a lot of studies on it, especially when it relates to, or as it relates to, long-term use. So it's going to be for you to decide, and your own choice. It's going to be left up to your own discernment and choices as an adult individual who has that, what we call, free will. It's going to be completely up to you to decide, well, okay, I think this is less harmful and has less negative side effects than if I were to get some doctor to send me to a pain clinic and they were going to put me on OxyContin or Percocets or some strong Vicodin every month. And if you've weighed all of those risk versus reward, the risk versus reward, which there's risk versus reward in everything and anything, right? Anything that is a psychoactive substance that can be said to have some sort of reward for you in your life also has some risk associated with that substance. That's just a known fact. So if you can put those two on the scale, and your rewards, and if you're being honest about it, and your rewards are still coming out better off and higher and more in number than your risk, then I'm not talking to you. You're good. You're fine. But for people out there who have to be honest with themselves, well, I don't really have a great reason to be taking it. I don't really experience a lot of physical pain. Yeah, kind of some depression and anxiety, but if I'm being honest with myself, a lot of that depression and anxiety is probably a result of me being on this fucking on and off this kratom roller coaster all the time. You got the hills and you got the valleys, and the hills and then the valleys. The hills when you take it, the valleys when you're not taking it. The hills when you're taking it and you're up here and you feel great, and then the valleys when you don't take it or you're taking less and you're kind of down here and your mood kind of sucks and you've got that anhedonia and you have a hard time looking at things in a positive way because you haven't had as much kratom, and your baseline mood is substantially lower than what it normally is. If that's you, and you're being completely honest with yourself, and you know that if you were probably to just completely abandon that, get off of the kratom altogether, give yourself a chance to get back to baseline and see what your body, see what your mind, your psyche, your mood, your personality, everything would be without throwing this monkey wrench of everyday constant kratom use in, where it negatively impacts the chemicals in your brain. You're getting these surges of dopamine and serotonin, and then your body and your brain chemicals become dependent upon that amount. So then when you go to stop, your baseline mood is lower and you feel depressed and you feel all this anxiety, and it's like, damn, I don't know why I feel this way. I know why you feel that way. I know why you feel that way. I've been there. Kratom is one of those things that it can be a godsend to some people. And I feel for people out there who have, live with severe physical pain on a daily basis, chronic physical pain. That will be a tough thing to experience. I don't really experience that. So for me, I don't really have any excuses that I can pull out of my back pocket and say, well, I have a really good reason to take it every day. For me, the only reason I would really have is some depression and anxiety. But if I'm looking at myself in that accountability mirror, and in an accountability mirror, you have to be honest. Because if you're not being honest with yourself in that mirror, then guess what? It's not an accountability mirror. You're not being accountable, right? You're looking in it and you're seeing what you want to see, or you're allowing your addiction and your desire for that substance to dictate to you what you should see or what you want to see in that mirror. But if you're being honest and if you're being truly accountable, then I am forced to look in that mirror every day and say, wonder what my life would be like if I gave it time just without the kratom altogether, and I gave my body and my mind time to completely reset to what Corey would be without the kratom. And then I force myself to look at things in my life, and I force myself to look at the many blessings in my life. My wife, my newborn baby who's only 4 months old, my 17-year-old son who lives with me and is healthy. My mother and father are still alive and they live close by. I have a beautiful home. My wife and I both have great jobs. My brother and my nephew, and there's so many close family members in my life that live near me and that I see on a regular basis, and I just feel so blessed to live the life that I live. And so if I'm forced to look and I'm forced to be accountable, I have to be completely honest and forthcoming about two things. One thing is I haven't given myself time to see what my baseline is, to see who I am without the kratom, without the substances, without the drugs, right? Because let's be honest, before it was kratom, it was something else, you know. And before it was kratom, it was, you know, drinking something every night. And then before that, I was taking Adderall every day, you know. Before that, I went through a stint, a couple of years where I was, you know, smoking weed. You know, before that, I went through several years where I was smoking cigarettes and drinking coffee and Monster energy drinks all the time. I mean, you know, I've still got crowns and implants in my mouth that this smile didn't come for free, y'all. You know, I once had a great smile when I was young, but then I went through a period in early adulthood where I was smoking weed, smoking cigarettes, taking Adderall, which is a form of an amphetamine, which is horrible for dental health, drinking Monsters all the time. Did I mention smoking cigarettes? I think I did. Doing everything, drinking coffee, red wine. I mean, I've been through periods of my life where it's pretty amazing and remarkable that I still have the amount of teeth that I do, to be honest with you. And how the hell did I get on teeth? Man, I truly ramble on here. It is what it is. But the point I was making is, if I have to be honest with myself, I have to look and understand two things. One, I don't know what my life would be without some sort of drug, some sort of psychoactive substance on board. And two, what was two? Damn, can't remember two. One, what was one? One, this is what happens when you're just making shit up. Man, I was on a roll too. It was going good, man. I had it. It was all right here. I had it. One is that I don't know what my life would be like without it. Right? So I have to be fair about that. And the second thing is, I have to look, when I'm being honest, and say, you really have nothing to be depressed about. I have to recognize how fully I am blessed in this life, you know. So if I look at those two things and I say, well, look how blessed I am. I've got everything a man could want. You know, good job, healthy family, beautiful home with a lake behind my house, wonderful family members that all love each other and support each other, you know. And then the second thing being, you don't know what your baseline is. You don't know what your ground zero is without taking drugs. Allow yourself that opportunity. Allow yourself that benefit, you know. And if a year passes, 2 years pass, whatever, then you can look and say, you know what? I've got everything in the world. I've done everything right that I'm supposed to do. I've put down all psychoactive substances, and I've been off of it for a year, 2 years. I've really done everything to give myself the opportunity to function at my best and at my personal highest level without the interference of mind-altering substances. And then I'm still depressed, and I'm still down, and then I've still got this going on. I still feel this way, and I still feel that way. And this is aside from, you know, everybody has problems. Life is not promised to anyone as being easy, simple. You know, everybody has problems. It's about how you react to those problems, how you cope with those problems, whether you spend your time thinking about and worrying about the small things, or whether you're focusing on big and bigger things in your life. You know, what are you putting your time and your effort into thinking about and considering? You know, and, you know, they say life is 10% what happens to you, and then 90% of it is how you're reacting to what happened to you. Where are you at with that? You know? And if you can look at all those things, and I can look back after 2 years and I can say, well, you know, I'm still kind of depressed. Well, then maybe I go see a doctor, or maybe I talk to someone, or maybe I go see a psychiatrist and get some help in that way. You know what I mean? But I haven't afforded myself the opportunity to be able to see that about myself yet, what my baseline is, you know? And I haven't really put to the test that one sentence that commenter left. Being sober is the high that every drug promises. I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know. You know, I haven't been completely sober, free of everything since, you know, probably early 20s. I'm 47. I'm 47. You know, so I want you guys to think about that saying. Being sober is the high that every drug promises. Because every drug promises something, and you can get certain things from every drug, but as you know, it's only temporary. It's always temporary. You know? Where is that permanent high? What we all really want is that permanent high where you permanently feel that homeostasis. You permanently feel leveled out. You know, not always good. You're going to have moments where you're down, where you're sad, where you're frustrated, where you're disappointed. But that feeling of completeness and being leveled out, and that feeling of homeostasis, you know, complete balance in life. That's what we're all looking for. But we're going about it in the wrong way, a lot of us, right? So think about that. And to the guy who left that comment, thank you so much, bro. That comment hit me. It hit me hard. And I was like, wow, I knew it. Conceptually, I knew it, but I'd never heard it in that way. And it was really awesome to read that. So, I gotta go. Subscribe to the channel if you've not. Like the video. Comment down below. Let me know your story. You can get support on here. A lot of times these comments just take on lives of their own. And I love that. I see people on here all the time supporting one another and saying, hey, way to go. You know, this is what I did when I experienced that. Same thing, you know. And it, you know, that's great. That's what people need. You know, people need to feel that camaraderie and know that they're not alone in this, that there are other people out here going through similar things of what you're going through. And that's important, you know, for all of our mental health and our psyches, right? And so let me know your story as well. Being sober is the high that all drugs promise. Love you guys. I'll see you next time.